Turns out I have some opinions about coffee, and one of them you've probably seen from the title of this video. I feel quite strongly that people should stop trying to put coffee in things. Now, I like coffee. I think coffee is a delicious flavour when it's the flavour, right? Like I like to drink a cup of coffee. I think that tastes very good. I often think coffee doesn't work very well when you put it into other things. Right? There are some things, sure, you can put it into milk or milk alternatives, tastes good. You can mix it with chocolate, tastes good. No argument from me there. But there has been this increasing trend of trying to shove coffee into other products that really don't make sense. I feel like this started when Lay's in the US made cappuccino flavoured chips to them, crisps to me, and everyone broadly hated them. And so quite quickly they stopped making them, and that was very sensible. But it seems to have inspired others to just shove coffee into stuff. And we've seen it on this channel. We know that coffee and orange juice may not work that well. We know that Jägermeister maybe doesn't benefit from having a shot of cold brew put into it. But the way I feel is if you're going to have a strong opinion, you should test it from time to time. And so that's what we're going to do today. I've acquired 8 different things that you can see here that have coffee in them that I wouldn't really expect to have coffee in them. I'm going to start with this here. Someone's decided to start putting coffee in red wine. Now, already I'm concerned. The very idea is quite unsettling. This is called 19 Crimes. All of the jokes feel very easy at this point, so I'm actually going to let them go. The whole brand of this thing is based around when the British Empire abused the island of Australia as a penal colony in the late 1700s. Let me just read the bottle, it'll make more sense. This is a liquid ode to our past. 19 Crimes is inspired by those who, beginning in 1788, were transported to Australia for a life of hard labour. A pioneering jammy red with a bold coffee finish. It's a bit early in the day, it's morning time here, but you know, let's find out. Now, I will confess that I lost my corkscrew. I could only find this, and it's really for old bottles, old corks. It's terrifying to use in some ways, and extremely awkward from this position, to be honest. There we go. I'm aware the glass is overkill. I know that. So colour, genuinely expected sort of a bit more coffeeness in there. It's a dark looking red. It's what's the booze on this? I'm not going to become a wine review channel, don't worry, or a coffee wine review channel anyway. Well, the good news is that it doesn't really smell like coffee. There's like a little dirtiness in there. It is made with 100% Colombian Arabica beans, but why? A little grippy in the finish there. You know, it's fruity. I don't really get a lot of coffee out of this. Like, it's a bit rough. Is this what, you know, if you'd left like a centimetre of coffee in a coffee cup and then there was a house party that night and someone couldn't find a glass and was just like, I'll just use this mug and poured their wine in. Maybe that's kind of the vibe we're getting here. Like, it mostly tastes of wine, but something tastes just a bit off in a way. But it just smells a bit dirty. It's like a dirty strawberry. The sloping is so much gentler in wine. I don't really get it. I don't really understand why you would add coffee to this, why you would add caffeine to a nighttime drink. You know, this breakfast wine, I'm very pro-breakfast wine. This is not a breakfast wine. And the addition of coffee does not make it a breakfast wine. Not a great finish, quite a lot of tannin there, balanced out by a kind of big fruity thing. I'm not a wine reviewer. I'm a coffee, you know, whatever I am. Nope. And never again. So next up is the Jameson Cold Brew Edition. Whiskey and coffee. A lot of people ask me to review this, and I've been reluctant to. You might say, hang on a minute, coffee and whiskey are friends. The Irish coffee is one of the great coffee cocktails of all time. How can you say that coffee and whiskey don't go together? I'm not saying that, and at some point we will look at the Irish coffee on this channel. It's a great drink when done superbly well. The thing for me is, if you're going to put coffee in the whiskey, well, you're kind of picking the coffee. You're making a bunch of decisions about what kind of coffee I should be drinking with my whiskey that I can't ever really undo. And surely fresh coffee is going to be better than bottled preserved coffee, which is what this is going to be. But maybe it works really well, right? Like, maybe it's good. It's only one way to find out. Okay. Out of the bottle, things are getting better. It's got a little musty coffee banana-iness. Wish me luck. I feel a little bit like I do about this, which is I can't work out if I'm disappointed that there isn't more coffee to it, because I feel like when coffee and whiskey go well, it's about balancing flavors, right? And whiskey's a big flavor, so you need quite a bit of coffee to balance your whiskey. And here, it's there in a kind of really awkward level. It's not a particularly powerful flavor. It's just kind of a distraction from the whiskey. It just feels like the addition of coffee is like a nice idea, but the execution leaves me wondering why, really. From like a sensory perspective, from a hedonic perspective, like why do this? Let me throw some on ice. Here's the thing. If you love coffee so much that you want it in your whiskey, then I suspect you love coffee enough that you would want to control what coffee went in and how it went into your whiskey, right? Like you might want to do an infusion of whole beans into some whiskey that you really like. You like the beans, you like the whiskey, you could totally do that yourself, right? It just is it's like again, like a dirtied up kind of whiskey. And I'm just not here for it. Let's move along. You might say drinking on an empty stomach is unwise, and I'd probably agree with you, even if it's, a coffee-based thing. So I should have a snack, I think. These are chickpeas. Cappuccino dark chocolate flavored chickpeas, which is not what I expected to find. So I'm curious, I'm genuinely curious. What unsettles me on the ingredients list is the fact that I don't see the word coffee anywhere on the ingredients list. Like nowhere. There is flavoring. I don't know, that's a broad church, I guess. Oh no. These look like mini eggs, like the classic Easter treat. Will they taste of coffee? Is this an empty promise? Why am I nervous? That's a journey. That is the weirdest product. Okay, talk about the flavor. It has the classic, coffee into confectionery flavor. I don't know how they do it, if it's just flavorings and not like instant coffee or something like that. It doesn't taste like a cup of coffee. It tastes like if you eat something that's coffee flavored and you put it in your mouth and you chew for a little bit and you're like, oh, that's disgusting. What flavor is that? Oh, it's like coffee flavored chocolate or whatever else. Like it's that coffee flavor. This is a really weird use of chickpeas. Is this like a healthy M&M? If you like a commercial, like confectionery coffee flavor and you like a little crunch, you might have a nice time. I just feel like, just let the chocolate be chocolate. Have a crunchy chocolate time. You don't need to bring the coffee in, is how I feel here. Why am I eating them still? I'm getting a bit wound up. And so what I need is to calm down. And thankfully, someone's made a candle with warm espresso flavor. Now, I know you don't flavor a candle, but I'm just going to call it, if it's coffee flavor. I don't have any matches. The only thing that I have with flame in the studio is the blue flame lighter from my Bripe. So that's how we're going to roll today. I might have melted the wrong bit slightly there, but we got it lit. Soothing smells. It smells like I live inside a coffee flavored revel. It does. It's got that. I'm curious. I'm so interested in how you make that. Like, where did you get the coffee for this? If you make candles, where did you get that? Did you buy that? Is that a thing that people sell? Maybe I should do a video on where coffee flavor comes from. Commercially. Can I go and buy these big flavor houses, they make flavors. Maybe I should go and see one of them and talk about coffee flavor. It smells like hot. Now already I suspect my brain has begun to ignore the aroma in the room. So I'm going to treat myself to one of the great smells in life, which is the smell of a candle freshly blown out. Actually, that's a good smell. That's a great smell. Everyone loves that smell. Oh, look at it. Wait, where's the fire detector in here? I don't know. I probably wouldn't want this in my house. I feel like I probably smell of coffee most days, and then going home and taking a bath in coffee smell would be crossing a line. Fair enough. Warm espresso. I feel warmed to some extent, but I feel like, honestly, I don't want coffee-flavored candles in my life. Let's move along. It's time, I think, for me to suffer. Because, and this is an area that is quite contentious, and I thought maybe I will do an entire video on, it's coffee and hot sauce. Now, hot sauce is one thing, and then there's the kind of coffee and barbecue sauce. And so I kind of was thinking about like coffee sauces generally for barbecue or other things like that. I historically have not tied my sense of masculinity into my ability to handle spicy foods. I'm not going to be like DJ Khaled on hot ones. Now, I could be wrong actually. This one you know, coffee and hot sauces could definitely be a thing. Where's the little test? I've got a big spoon, but I'm going to have a little tiny taste on a big spoon. It smells like hot. Now, what's in this? First thing on this list, so therefore the primary ingredient, is organic coffee-infused white vinegar. Then we've got sweet onions, bell peppers, red habanero peppers, apple, cider vinegar with mother, garlic, ginger, olive oil, salt, and spices. It's quite an immediate heat. I'm not going to start, so I might sweat. I might sweat soon. Okay, that's solidly spicy. I can taste quite a few of the ingredients, but no coffee. I can taste the habanero. It's quite a kind of clean habanero kind of taste. What else is in you? Onions, yes. Bell peppers, sure. I can't tell if I'm disappointed or relieved, but I don't get a lot of coffee flavor. I think it's a nice hot sauce, like it's a nice sauce. I don't taste any coffee, and I kind of want to know what it would taste like without the coffee in it as a side-by-side. We're getting towards the end of our journey, and I need to talk about perhaps the strangest of the things here. This is Dr. Organic, probably not his real name. This is their organic coffee stimulating hair and scalp shampoo. It's a targeted action. Energizing. Because my hair is often lethargic, as you can tell. It's just lying down almost the whole day. Revitalizing. Sure, whatever. Stimulating. It's a caffeine kick for your hair in an energizing shampoo with organic coffee, protein-packed guarana. Lord knows we all need more protein, apparently. And a boost of intense chili. It's got coffee seed extract. I've never heard it called that before. Would you like a cup of coffee seed extract? Coffee oil, caffeine, extra caffeine, ginger oil, aloe vera, stuff, black pepper, cedarwood. I can't tell if I can smell chili or if I just still have chili in my mouth. And the question is, should I, as a coffee person, as a weird coffee person, should I be washing my hair in organic coffee shampoo? No. Okay, as we reach the penultimate destination in our journey, we're at coffee gum. Maybe you're like me in that your relationship between, say, coffee and gum is that after you've had a lot of coffee, and particularly after you might have had a bad coffee, you might want to chew some gum to get rid of coffee flavor, right? Like you want to freshen your mouth with some mint, and that's why you might chew some gum. So the idea of I'll chew gum to have my mouth taste of coffee it's a new kind of thought to me. So ingredients, flavor. There's no coffee in this, just coffee flavor. I think I need to get to the bottom of coffee flavor and where it comes from. Now, one quick thing. On the back here, it says post-chew wraps because in the box, and I have to say I like this, there are these little sheets to wrap your gum in before you throw it away. So you can be a good human, dispose of your gum nicely, sensibly, responsibly, socially, and not be a bad human and just spit it on the street. Let's have a look. Now, I'm going to say, it looks a little bit natural. How will it taste? They're all getting their flavor from the same place. The coffee tastes just like this. It's not bad. It's got like a dessert-like quality to it. I feel like you could do like a tiramisu version of this and it would be kind of okay. Yeah, it's not for me. If anything, I'm just obsessed now with commercial coffee flavor and where it comes from. Now we've got one left, and it is the one I'm the most excited about, and it's the one that was the hardest to get. This is not available in Europe. You cannot buy this anywhere in Europe. How it got here, I believe for legal reasons, is a mystery. But we have some, and that's very exciting. Now I feel, and I've talked about this in the past, that I don't really like putting a lot of negativity out into the world, right? Like I know I've been critical of a bunch of products here, but I feel like it's fair to ask, if you're a coffee-loving person, should you buy these coffee-flavored things? And I feel like we should talk about that. But I want to put more positivity into the world, and this is a sponsored video, which means I'm going to give away 25 bags of what I think is delicious coffee to 25 of you who sign up down below. It's still tough for lots of people, so if you can't afford coffee, if coffee would make your day, there's just a free competition to enter down below, and that's possible because this video has a sponsor. It has a little ad for Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to build a beautiful presence online and also to run your business. Now, there are loads of different reasons to build a website. You might want to run a new event. You might want to start a little side hustle business. You might want to just build a portfolio for the work that you do. Starting with one of their templates means that you're not starting with a blank page. Actually, you're starting with a framework that will look good on every device, every browser, and you begin to fill that with your words, your images, and they're completely customizable through really simple intuitive editing. But like I always say, don't take my word for it. You can sign up for a free trial at the link down below. Spend a little time and build something. And when you're ready to launch, use code James Hoffmann for 10% off any website or domain. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Now, it's time for the Guinness. Now, this one we've had out for a little while. It's not cold enough. Now, for full, I don't know, commitment to the bit, we've got ourselves a Guinness glass. And I'm going to pour in a second. Now, these cans have had a difficult journey because you can only buy this in the US right now. What's interesting is I looked inside of the can. These are actually brewed in Dublin and exported and imported by Diageo Beer in the US and sold there. So even though it's brewed in Europe, you can't buy it in Europe. So apologies for the wrong glass in terms of size. These are 14.3 fluid ounces. Could that be a more obscure size? About 400 mils, less obscure, proper money. But how is it? Well, that's unexpected. Okay. I was worried that, like some of these drinks, the coffee would be a distraction but not a featured player, right? And here, that is not the case. This is a featured player, right? Like the coffee is very present and it's actually quite well balanced with the Guinness flavour. I'm not saying I like it. I'm impressed by the composition of flavour here. Really makes this feel much sweeter as a drink, which I don't know if that's appealing to a Guinness drinker to kind of have the sweetness of it kind of amped up. It has a dessert-like quality to it. It comes through really strongly in the finish with this sort of sweet, almost vanilla-y, cakey, very confectionery coffee flavour in the end there. I mean, it's beer with coffee and natural coffee flavours. Now that's the thing, right? Like, I wonder, do they have to put any sort of ingredient list on here? I don't like it, but it's really a surprising product to me. Like, it's just interesting that it exists in such a casual way. Because of course you want Guinness with coffee and coffee flavour in it. Of course you do. A little bit more, just to make sure I have a thorough opinion, and we'll get no work done this afternoon. It's got the same coffee flavouring in it. It's there on the nose. As you bring the glass to your nose, that recurring, artificially coffee flavour that's in other products just pops. But then you drink it and there's a different kind of coffee taste and it has a little bit more sweetness. I would not be having a second one of these. I would feel very done at the end of this, right? Like I would feel like I've had enough. I've had coffee, beer, I'm full, I'm overwhelmed. The sweetness is a little too much. Now I will say, in filming this video, I was a little disappointed that Aldi had stopped selling its coffee-infused bacon. Maybe if that comes back, we'll have a look at it. Apparently it was really popular, which is, I don't know, confusing. But I want to hear from you now. What is a coffee-flavored product that you've seen that is just kind of mind-bending to you? Have there been any surprises? Have you tasted something that was coffee-flavored that shouldn't have been, that somehow worked incredibly well? Do you know how coffee flavor is made? Let me know down in the comments below. Share your thoughts, share your opinions. I want to hear too. But for now, I'll say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.